So we have a story from Project Veritas that was released today about a Google insider who works for them who wants to get out. He doesn't like working there anymore. He feels suffocated. And although a lot of the things that he says, anybody with a brain can already see that this is what's going on, sometimes I guess it's nice to have so-called witnesses to watch and share for people who don't quite get it. If you want to try and teach them what goes on, maybe this might loosen their heads a little bit. This actually reminds me of another video I was watching that I wish I would have jumped on and snatched up a lot earlier, because I can't find it right now. I should keep looking, but I just spent the better part of 10 minutes looking for it, and that's quite a long time to look for something on the internet. But it's Nick Neville talking about how Jeff Zucker would just order certain stories to be done with none of the ethics of journalism being applied. And Nick Neville talks about this, and that you just felt uncomfortable about doing it, but you're also walking on eggs because Zucker's pretty aggressive around the office, and I guess you're worried about your job, so people would just sort of take it and stay. So anyway, without further ado, we'll have a little listen here to what this Google guy has to say about the inner workings of the propaganda machine that seems to control both sides of the narrative, like he says. And sometimes I worry about that. A lot of times there's memes that come out and there'll be 3 or 4 of them released within a day, and they're all kind of the same, but not exactly. It's like, well, who does that? Why would that be that way? Sometimes I think, things are controlled on both sides. It's called controlled opposition. And it means that you basically run the whole narrative, run the whole show. You write the script for everybody. So to me, that's kind of what I'm trying to use the book Propaganda and things like Edward Bernays and crowd control and journalism to show people that you need to have the whole population under your control, not just half of it at a time. So anyway, here we go. We'll watch this vid. Call her done.
We've been talking to a ranking member at Google, and he says there will be riots at Google if Trump wins. He says Google and YouTube play God with their power, and he even raises concerns about Google outsourcing American jobs to run surveillance on Americans.
If Trump wins, there will be riots. And if the left wins, there will be ecstatic. So I disagree with the corporations playing with God and taking away freedom of speech on both sides, basically.
Yeah. How are they doing that?
Like deleting tweets and whatever from the president, and deleting some of the stuff from the leftist media. So I'm like, you are playing selective God. Like, if it was squad, it doesn't matter, but for Trump, Melania Trump, it matters. And on the other side, Trump says something, misinformation, you're going to delete that because it's illegal under whatever pretext. And if a Democratic leader says that, then you're going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you're not following one way or the other. You were just plain and simple trying to play God.
Yeah. They're trying to play God.
Yeah.
That's why you want to leave Google.
Yeah, it doesn't jive with me.
I mean, that's the most powerful company in the world.
In one way.
Yeah.
But morally and ethically, I disagree. And I guess that's one of the reasons I feel suffocated.
You what?
I feel suffocated at Google.
Yeah.
Because on one side you have this professional or unprofessional attitude, and on the other side you have this ultra-leftist attitude, and then like your entire existence is like questioned. So,
So who? I mean, the leftists must be in charge.
I don't know that. Because, the founders were ultra-leftists, we know that.
Yeah.
But Sundar, I'm not sure.
You guys own YouTube, right?
We play God with that, too. We play God with that, too.
With YouTube?
Like,
How's that?
deleting all the controversial stuff, deleting all the KKK stuff, deleting all the anti-apartheid and anti-Semitism, all of the stuff. I'm like, it's not a good thing. I agree with that, but if it's freedom of speech, both sides need to get their opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the parties, though, I feel like they probably delete one and keep the other.
The parties can subscribe to whatever agenda just like they do. What do you mean? I mean, I'm pretty sure like the GOP says KKK is fine. People who don't believe in that, they will abandon GOP.
This guy, Ritesh Lakhkar, a technical program manager at Google, is telling our journalists the truth about the company he has worked at for years. With the presidential election just days away, he is calling out his own friends in big tech.
You go to search and you type in like Donald Trump, yeah, and it's like all negative. Yeah. And when you type in Joe Biden, it's all positive.
Because it's by the owner or the drivers of the algorithm, right? It's by the owners and drivers of the algorithm. Like, so if I say, here's not $2 billion, the data set of whenever Joe Biden his search, you get these results.
I mean, yeah, but it seems like they favor the Democrats. I mean,
because we're in America.
Even in the centrist, it just seems like it. Yeah.
I know, because it seems like yeah.
But even in America, what are you saying?
Because we're in America, the wind is blowing towards Democrats. Because GOP equals Trump, and Trump equals GOP. Everybody is sick. Even though GOP may have good plays, we don't acknowledge them right now. So the wind is blowing in towards Democrats. So let's skew the results towards Democrats. I guarantee you 4 years from today, after the elections, depending on the performance, the wind may blow towards GOP.
You won't realize this until you start working for one of these companies. And I've worked for like mega corporations. This is the worst one when it comes to like being following a leftist agenda.
Google is? Yeah.
When I worked for Caterpillar or Corning, politics really didn't matter. You just do your job and let's make crackers, let's make glass.
Blue collar companies.
Yeah. And here it's like, your opinion matters more than your work.
I'm just hoping that they, with the election, that they remain, out of it.
Yeah.
That they don't influence it in any way.
I hope so. We'll find out after the elections.
This program manager at Google says the search giant's pandering to its leftist employees is beyond pathetic.
When Trump won the first time, people were crying in the corridors of Google. There were protests, there were marches, there were therapy sessions for employees.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Organized by HR. Wow. Yeah. They were like days like, okay, don't come to work. We understand this is like a shocking event. Take some time off and cool off and we'll regather again to figure out our strategy. That kind of stuff. I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding?
Ritesh Lakhkar also has concerns about Google's effort to outsource American jobs.
I can't keep doing this. Go and teach Chinese people how to do American jobs and come back and get surveilled on the way. And then,
Were you doing that for Google?
Google, Fitbit, these two companies primarily.
So you were going there and working in China. Wow, for Google.
Yeah.
Wow. That's scary. I'm scared they're going to start doing stuff like that here.
Yeah. And when you have these candid conversations with your friends who are centrists or Republicans, then you wonder, like, all of a sudden, like, oh, I should work for Trump.
How are you search?
The power control reality.
How do you feel about that?
How does that make you feel? What?
Helpless.
Helpless? What do you
I can't control it. I can't say that. I'm scared and
Yeah. All the training stuff that you were telling me, the Chinese program, that's scary because they're going to do that here. I know.
So they can collaborate with China and no one would know about it. And I'm pretty sure they've already collaborated with the Democrats and the Republicans just in the name of money.
Really? Yeah. The Democrats and the Republicans both? Yeah.
If these companies are willing to go and be in bed with Chinese Communist Party, there's nothing stopping them from going in bed with both Democrats and Republicans here in the U.S.
He thinks that like these Google guys are in league with the Democratic Party.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's evident from the behavior. So
What's that?
it's evident from the behavior.
What do you mean?
I mean, like Trump wins, and the entire company is given a holiday. Like, go and take care of your family because you're in a shot, and we're going to have these therapy sessions.
If you're an insider at a big tech company and you want to expose the truth and seek justice, contact us at veritastips@protonmail.com and avoid the next chapter in 1984. Be brave. Do something.
So that's some interesting stuff. He's done some other good work recently too that of course gets smashed by mainstream media, where he caught a bunch of vote buying going on in Ilhan Omar's district with some people who were very dumb and were openly talking about it and putting it on social media. So anyway, that got caught, but then of course it got shoved. So I mean, it makes you hard to believe what's going to happen at all, like in the future. And like that guy said, they're going to try to influence using Chinese agents on both sides of the government. Who knows if that hasn't already happened. Plus with whatever other hidden agencies are at work in behind various levels and places in government as well. So, also like he says, I guess we'll see what happens after the election. It's going to be probably chaotic would be my guess. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Peace.